Hi, friend.
Hi, friend. Are you ready?
Ready for what?
To level up.
Okay, girl, let's get started. Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of Level Up with Raman and Alysha.
So today we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic. We're going to be talking about why do girls hate on each other?
Yeah.
Why, Alicia? Why do girls hate on each other? It's every man knows it. And you know what? Every woman knows it too.
Yeah. Do not even lie if you say you never have. Because we all have. Even Raman and I were guilty of it as well.
Whether you're in middle school or high school or
even
university or college or working woman or you're a mom,
a
grandmother, there is somebody you are hating on out there.
For sure. I totally agree. And we want to talk about why do we do that? Like, what is the point of it? Why are we so harsh to each other?
Yeah, and what we can do to empower each other and motivate each other and support one another, but also, cut out the toxic people in our life.
How do we get away from this culture?
Yeah, there is definitely a culture, like, that's the perfect word to use, of girls hating on one another. I feel like we've been seeing it for centuries and years and, decades, whether it's her outfit is better than mine, or she has better hair than mine, or oh my god, she got that position before I did, or she got a higher grade than I did, or I really wish. I think, you know what? Let's back up.
Yeah.
We've all done it.
Yeah.
I've done it. You've done it. Yeah. Let's not lie. Even the first day, like, I met Alysha, it was like, are we going to get along? And even in my previous jobs, it's like people that I am, like, best friends with now or, like, are really good people in my life. I had a moment where I was like, do I like you?
Yeah,
am
definitely.
I going to like you? And it's, you know what? It's just having that, like, is prejudice the right word? No, it's just having that, like, prejudgment or bias about them before even getting to know them.
Exactly.
And I think doing that has really prevented from imagine meeting women or other colleagues and stuff like that right from the beginning and thinking like, okay, you know what, like, hi, welcome, like, how can I help you, and let me know what you need, and let me get to know you. It's always just kind of like, who dat,
exactly,
like, what she do.
It's so true. I don't know why we do that. Like, Raman and I, we made some great friends where we worked at together as well, but then of course when a new girl walked in, we did that.
And I know this podcast is called Why Do Girls Hate on Each Other, and no, we actually do not have an answer of why we do it, because we're not psychologists.
Very rhetorical.
But we do it, and it's something that, from especially when at a young age, girls are doing it, and I feel like there's a lot of bullying in school and stuff like that, with girls hating on girls and these kind of things. I do remember, and maybe I really hope the school curriculum has changed now,
hopefully.
But I don't remember having like any assemblies or any, like, there were bullying ones, but there weren't
anti-bullying,
like, there weren't that many like anti-bullying that were targeted towards
awareness.
Like, it was very vague.
There was
no
just woman like building or girls.
Women empowerment, why girls should support each other and not hate on each other, or, how this affects each other's mental health. I know mental health is really important now, so that's why I do hope that the educational curriculum has improved and they are talking about mental health more and how things affect each other. But It wasn't really around when we were in high school, so I know it was a thing where girls, like I said, the resources weren't there as well. So a lot of girls had to go through it, and you know what? I bet you and I had a completely different experience with, like, Brampton schools, I was in Markham.
For sure. And we were both we both got bullied, Raman and I think, right?
Well, you know what? I feel like my version of the bullying was probably really different from yours. Mine wasn't that extreme. I was very just kind of, like, to myself and didn't I just chose not to talk to people if that I didn't really like too much, or I was like really bubbly. So but I see a lot. I know one thing. When I moved to Brampton 10 years ago, obviously, like, I'm at a point where I'm not going to school here, so I didn't really, like, meet a lot of girls or make a lot of friends here. But one thing that when I did meet girls in Brampton, I don't know why. I'm so sorry for all the girls in Brampton right now, but I don't know why. And this could be totally biased. They were like, girls hated on each other.
Yeah.
Like, I heard that at least from 3 or 4 different girls, so that's why I have like a little judgment towards it. It might not be everybody, but it was like I heard a lot of, I had a really bad high school experience. Girls were hating on each other, and And like you were saying, there were like physical fights at your school of
Yeah.
girls. I'm like, I've never even been in a physical fight. I would get
Yeah.
my ass kicked.
It was bad.
And it was bad. And it's like, why do girls do that, especially at such a young age? When bullying is such a thing, and I know we see it so much that like people have taken their lives over like being bullied. And I feel like if we do embed the women empowerment movement to our younger generation from a younger age, that will also kind of help women grow up with that mentality. And maybe in high school they'll be like, no, why are we running after these boys who we're not going to give a shit about?
Absolutely.
You know, when we're older. And maybe like us women should be working together, empowering each other, being business women, and you know, seeing what we can do to create this culture.
Not even, yeah, I completely agree with you, Raman. And I think it even starts off from like our own homes, you know, like mothers, as a mother, and what you're pushing onto your, or what you're telling your younger generation of your children. Like, what are you teaching them? Because children pick up on everything. And if it's like you're having an issue with a colleague at work that's a female, or you and your girlfriend are fighting, and like your daughter hears you saying these things, like, oh, she's such a B word, or like, she totally pissed me off, or she's so fake. And then like one minute you say you hate them, and then the next minute they show up and you're like, oh, hey, and you play the fake game. Kids pick up on that. They're adapt to that.
They're not stupid.
And I feel like that's where the bullying comes from, the younger generations. And it comes on to like kids doing these kind of things, right? So I feel like we really need to start from the get-go, like right from our homes, and make sure that's not happening.
And I am going to play a little
devil's advocate.
Devil's advocate. I would say personally in my home, like my mother coming here and not really knowing too much about Canada and the Canadian culture, and kind of being really old school in that way, and, you know, kind of lived a simple life, didn't really know how to or what to tell me. Like Alysha's mother and my mother are really different. Like Alysha's mother is basically Alysha is a carbon copy of her mother, I should say. She grew up here, and, you know, she knows the business, she knows the lifestyle, versus my mother, who did not, you know, grow up here, and she has a very kind of old, simple mindset. So it wasn't her fault that she didn't know how or what to tell me. So for me, I did have to look for that outside my home. And there will be situations like that, and that is why I say that school at least is one place you do go to. You know, every child hopefully you know, has an opportunity to go to school, and that is a place where, you know, that you can educate them about women empowerment. And I think personally in our lives too. So now I'm at a place where I do understand what a big problem of girls hating on girls is. So if I do meet, like, you know, a family friend or a younger girl, and she's like 10 years old, and I'm like, listen, girl, listen to me wise. Because, you know, they think like we're like 50 years old.
Exactly.
They just think like we're adults. So, you know, we must be so wise. And I'll be like, girl, listen to me. Like, don't hate on other girls. Focus on yourself. All these people in high school are not going to matter. The ones that matter will stick through in your life after.
Very rare.
Don't waste on impressing this guy. Don't fight with this girl about this. Don't hate on her for that.
Exactly.
Like, work on you. And I think like that's advice I kind of give to everybody. Like, and you know what, maybe we'll actually look more into like what our education system is doing now in 2021 versus when we were in school, and see if they are educating women on, you know, women empowerment and supporting each other, and bullying and, you know, mental health. But I feel like what we can do as our part is, if you do ever meet somebody who's younger than you, give them that life advice, right? Give them, like, tell them that, you know what, like, work on you, be motivational. I did not have anybody really at my age at that time to tell me that. And, you know, I really wish I did.
I get it, because you know what, so I did grow up with a lot of strong females in my life, from my grandmother, who came back in like the 60s. My grandparents were here in the 60s, so they're like, they speak very good English. So my grandma's a very strong, dominant individual.
That she is.
Yeah. And then my mom, that's where she gets it from. I also have two aunts that are my mom's sisters, and I grew up with them too, who also have different outlooks of life, and they taught me a lot. Like, I'm very cultured today because of them. They taught me to explore different things, you know, museums, art, all those kind of things as I was growing up. And then my mom had a really great group of girlfriends as I was growing up that have become my aunts today. They're like family friends that are super close to me. And they're all career oriented, but they're also the type that were like there for each other when things went down. And I really saw that in my mom's group of friends, that love big like your family, but also there when you needed a girlfriend. And I thought that was such an amazing thing. And like, I really aspired to wanting that group of friends as I was growing up, that I'm like, I want to surround my kids with that, because I was able to go to any of these females in my time and talk about my problems or get guidance, because not always do we listen to our parents. But it wasn't until like I could speak to any of them about anything really, and like hear their outlook, hear a different story, see what I could do with my career or my foundation of my education, or how to tackle situations that I'm having at work or at home or at school. And it was so empowering to have that. But it took me a lot of time to figure that out myself and how to be that advocate for other people growing up. But definitely I've aspired to having a great group of girlfriends as well. Growing up, I was actually a tomboy, so I had more guy friends.
I cannot picture this.
Yeah, I'm a girly girl now.
She's like super girly girl, all pink everything.
Yeah, literally rose gold girl.
Rose gold, sorry, all rose gold everything. I should have seen that one coming. I should have.
But I was really tomboyish. Right off the get-go, like in kindergarten and on my street, my best friends were boys. I had this one best friend that was my neighbor, and he was a guy, and we were like best friends to grade 6. I'd play soccer with them, I'd ride my bikes, and life was so not complicated back then, because I had not that many girls in my life, and it was great. Like, we got along. Me and the boys, we just did our thing, it was perfect. But then I entered middle school, and I was like, oh, this is a different ball game.
Yeah.
The girls you grew up with, where you were like great friends, were now in these little cliques, and it's like, whoa, what just happened? And now I feel like with the bullying part, where it comes in is when we all progress differently and we all grow differently. So it's like, some are ready to have makeup, and some were ready to like be dating and already into boys, and some were like progressed physically. So it was like, it was a whole new game.
Like, why are my boobs not coming in?
But why were we so scared of each other at the time? Why didn't we just have awareness, talk about these things to each other? We would have all been on the same page. We would have felt compassion for one another. Absolutely. Like how we do now, And
I was definitely not, and like I said, I didn't really have anything or anyone in my life at that point in my life, like say for example high school, that was really making me think about women empowerment and supporting other women. I was lucky to have like good friends that have, like I said, the main people will stick with you until this day, and they are still there, and those are the women that I look out to for, support and motivation, and we lift each other up when we're down.
Exactly.
But if I had, and I know obviously I cannot have the mindset that I have now when I was in high school, but if I even knew or felt like, you know what, like stop going after this guy, or, support your girl instead and stuff like that. If I had more of that mindset, I do think I could have done better. And, I apologize to anybody I was mean to. Yeah, but me too. I do think I could have done better, and you do evolve over time. But what we want to do is we want to embed those things in times, the hardest times, when bullying and women hating women or girls hating on girls does happen. Because as you do get older, you do become more mature, and you do learn as time goes by to walk away from situations, walk away from toxic people. And you know what, for some people it takes longer than other people, right? And some people still have those toxic people in our life and are trying to move away from them, or don't know when to move away from them. But if we kind of grew up with that mentality, and that is what we want to make sure that we embed in our younger generation and girls growing up, and maybe just like women even our age, right? We
need to, like, there's a lot of women our age that still aren't in that mindset. No, and guys, that's okay too. Like, you can still help out your girlfriends. You could still say, like, you know what, like, I feel like we could be a better group of friends or better pair of friends if we just talked about it. Like, let's be open about it. What's on your mind? What bothers you? Do you not like something I do? Maybe I'm hurting you indirectly and I don't know that I'm doing it. Have those conversations.
You shouldn't assume that you know what the other person is going through.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times we hate on each other without knowing what the other person is
their
going
battle.
through.
Like, you know that saying, everyone is fighting their own
Their own
battle?
battle.
We all are.
We all
Every
are.
female out there has something on her plate. And she may not show it.
And like 10 million things on our plate.
Right.
Yeah.
We do. We're great for multitasking. We are women. Like, hear us roar. Like, we do a million things. I'm sorry, but if you were to compare yourself to a man, men can only progress at a certain rate and handle so much in their life. Like, I don't know about you guys, but a lot of men I know, they're like, oh, I worked so hard today. I worked out. And then that was their biggest thing of the day.
Yeah.
And like, women are like,
a
they wake
mom,
up. Yeah.
A wife, a daughter, a sister, and, you know, a housemaid.
Yeah.
And then with a full-time job.
Yeah.
And, you know, women do play so many roles. We are so underestimated.
Yeah.
We cannot, and you know what, like, I feel like sometimes we've all gone through it where we're like, oh, he doesn't understand, like, what I'm, you know, all the work that I've done and how hard of a day I've had. But you know what, like, at least we know one person that's going to understand is another woman.
That's right.
Right? So support each other, and, you know, make sure that we're talking about, if we're having a hard day, you're letting it out and you have someone that's outlet too. And I think it's important. One thing you said was not everybody is in that mindset.
Yeah.
And it's important to know that you can only do so much to make that person into that mindset. But you know what? There are people that will continue to have toxic people in their life and that don't want the best for you. And unfortunately, there are going to be those girls that are going to continue to hate on the girls or hate on you. And you know what? We can't change everybody. No. We can take our individual steps, but there are still going to be those people. Like, I'm sure we still have somebody hating on us right now. For sure. You know what I mean?
And you know what?
And we can't change that.
No, you can't change someone.
But what I could do is
cut them out so your circle's better or your mindset's better. Never let someone make you feel like shit. But if they are, first have the conversation before cutting them out. Make sure that there's no misleading here. There's no miscommunication. Be honest. Be transparent. And Raman and I, that was our motto from the day one when we became friends.
It was.
Let's just be honest with each other if something pisses each other off. If
Alysha and I were not honest and transparent with each other every time we got mad at each other, I don't think we would be here in the place that we are today.
And look at us.
Yeah, like, I have had to tell Alysha, like, you need to stop saying this, or da-da-da-da, and we've and you know what, like, it is hard. I know, and it's not everybody's cup of tea.
It can be an awkward conversation,
and I'm not like that with everybody. Like, like with you, I can just tell you, like, piss me off, but like, I can't do that with everybody. And you know what, like, and it is hard, but to make sure that you continue to have that relationship with those main people in your life, and the ones that are going to stay strong, if you cannot have that conversation with them, then it is only going to make it harder in the future and on your relationship. And that's maybe how girls start hating on girls, because you're holding things in.
That's the problem. And we need to just be open-minded.
I think it's the fear of reaction. That
too. And you know what? Honestly, it's a very awkward situation if that other person is not open to criticism or coaching, or, you know, it's hard, and it can be scary. And it's like, okay, like, you know, maybe she won't react so great, and I'm about to lose a friend. So sometimes we hold it in even more because we don't want to hurt that person, and we also don't want to lose them. So girls, it's okay to have a friend tell you, listen, you're acting like a complete bitch. Like, it's okay to say that. Then say, okay, what am I doing that makes you feel that way? How can I change that? It's better to do that than be fake. Exactly. Basically. I hate fakeness. Yes. Alysha is literally the advocate of this. Yes. No, wait. Like, my girlfriends know me. They've heard me. I'll bump into someone while I'm on the phone with them, and I'm nice. Listen, I have to do the, hi, how are you? My other voice comes out. Her work voice. I call it her work voice. Yeah. It comes out, but it's not, it's just because I want to be nice to that person in the moment. But am I ever going to see them again? Do I really care to have that coffee date? No. That's why I never say, let's have coffee, because I know I won't follow through with it. And you're not in my life today for a reason. So I never do it. I'm like, I hate being fake. You get what you get with me. I am so blunt. I am so real. It's not even funny. And I get that from my mother. So if any of you know me and my mother, you know it's true. But I love that. My mom has done that her entire life, and she's surrounded by great women. Yeah. So I was like, it worked for her because she's honest. Because then you have the people that are actually going to, what's the word? reciprocate it.
And also value your friendship.
Exactly.
And value your honesty.
I'm not going to be that girl that tells you wouldn't gain weight when you ask me just so it won't hurt your feelings. I'll say it nicely to you and I'll say, listen, if you're not happy with yourself, you're right. You don't look yourself.
Yeah.
There are times, though, that, like, I have Raman who'll say, I gained weight, and I don't see it because she's fucking amazing, but okay.
Shut up.
But you know what I mean? Like, you...
But everybody has their own issues.
That's
and
right.
I always... And I've yelled at Alysha about this, too, before, because she's like, yeah, shit, you have. I've totally yelled at Alysha about this, too, because, you know, everybody's struggles are different.
Exactly.
Like, my body struggles are different than your body struggles from other women's body struggles. Doesn't mean that we all don't have struggles.
No.
Women, I mean, older women or women, you need to stop asking each other, like, when are you gonna get married? When are you gonna have a baby? When are you gonna, like, you guys, you know, everybody has their own struggles. We really like, need to stop.
We can speak to that more than anyone right now. Raman's in a stage in her life where in the South Asian community, I'm sure there's so many people who ask her mom,
my God,
when is she getting married?
When am I getting married? When am I getting married?
My own sister-in-law who's in her 20s gets that same conversation. And then me, because I'm married, well, what's next? Obviously, she has to have a baby. When are you having a baby? Or I hate when they go, why aren't you pregnant yet?
Yeah.
What the F, ladies?
Yeah. Gotta
stop it, you aunties. And all the other women after that.
Yeah.
That is not okay.
It's not okay to ask women that. Everybody goes through their own struggle, right? So you can't expect that, like, oh, yeah, okay, everything is just like la-di-da. And you know what? Like, everything is going to go according to marriage, kids, then second kid. You know, exactly. It never ends. It never ends.
And you know what? We are going to touch these topics because I'm sure all of you that are listening to this are like, why isn't she married yet? Why hasn't she? We have reasons, and we're going to tell you those reasons later on, so you better keep listening. But the point is, it's not okay to do that and bring each other down when we know it might hurt you. So when you want to ask an insensitive question like that, ask yourself, how would you react if someone asked you that first?
Yeah.
How would you feel? Let's put ourselves in each other's shoes and start to feel, what does that person feel? Let's add emotion to it. Yes, we're emotional, but can we add some emotion and be compassionate towards each other? We're all going through the same battle of being a woman, first of all. We already have men fighting against us. Why are we against each other as well?
Yeah, absolutely. You said it so right. I think we need to help each other. We need to feel open enough to ask each other for help, right?
Yes.
I want to feel like, you know what? It's like girl boss. It's like women supporting women. Like,
absolutely.
if I come to you for help, like, I want to feel confident that, like, you know, you are going to help me and you are going to be supportive. So we do really need to be that guidance. And for anyone that, like, has younger children or younger girls around in their life, like, I would definitely say, like, encourage them, embed those things from the youth, because they might not have somebody else.
Definitely.
Right? Like, if for me, like, it was an external factor, like I said, outside my household, that I had to get, you know, learn about, like, women supporting women and, you know, get into that stage of my life. But whoever you meet, like, they might not have somebody in their household. So don't be afraid to be like, hey, and you know what, you always have life lessons to give to younger people. So choose, you know, women supporting women to be one of those lessons.
Let's start those conversations.
Conversations, and let's make sure that.
And sorry, Raman.
Yeah, go for it.
I want to touch base on what you said. It's right for that younger generation, because guess what? Those are the same girls that were just us when we were younger, sitting in high school, middle school, and looking at each other and talking shit about each other for no reason.
Yeah.
What is the real reason? You know, when we look back now, I feel stupid for half the shit I said. Or
like, why?
Why did I do that? You know?
Haven't you realized, Alysha, every time we go to a club and we're drunk and we're in the bathroom, like, you're taking selfies and you're laughing with the girls in the bathroom. It's like, once we drink, either two things will happen. Either you're enemies or you're best friends. But, like, when you're clubbing, like, every girl in the bathroom is your best friend.
Yeah, you look great, bitch. You look so hot.
Bitch.
Where'd you get that dress from?
Yo, I feel like that might be the most motivational place to motivate women.
Right?
Girls
or have
like,
therapy sessions for free.
Girls are like, oh my God, in the club bathrooms, they're like, girl, that outfit is so hot. You look so good. Yeah,
I get my most self-confidence boost in there.
Like, better, more than the guys out on the floor. Like,
literally.
Honestly, and that's like the drunk girl in the club bathroom mentality. We need to have, like, that sober mentality all the time.
Absolutely. Every time you encounter a new woman, let's not let our mind go straight to, oh, let me start judging her, prejudgment, or look at what she's wearing, or she's like this, or she's like that. Let's stop doing that. Let's change that. Let's try to turn that around and say, oh, damn, she looks great.
Yeah, like maybe give every day of your life, why don't you give one compliment to one woman that you see in the day? Whether it's your friend or your mom or someone in your house or a coworker, give one compliment to a woman a day.
Love it. And a smile. Can we just smile to each other?
No
bitch resting face anymore.
But some people just have a resting bitch face.
I do. I'm guilty. People think I'm a bitch before they even encounter me, and then they get to know me and they're like, you're so nice. I'm like,
I don't have a resting bitch face.
Don't.
For me, it's like hard to like not smile.
I know.
So I have like a resting smile.
And guys, I don't mean to. See, that's Raman's absolutely right. You don't realize what you're doing. Yeah. And it's okay for people to tell you that kind of stuff. But it's okay.
Just smile.
Yeah.
A smile goes a long way. If it's behind a mask, then it just looks creepy.
Yeah.
But smile and give one compliment to a woman a day, and let's support each other. Let's cut out the toxic people though, because not everybody will flow on your wave.
And that's okay.
There's
just no space in your life for them.
Exactly. Like, have the main women in your life that are going to be good influences, supporters, and your motivational factors. And let's try to pass on that knowledge to other women, because I feel like one of the only ways this wave of women supporting women will keep going is if we keep doing it.
Exactly. Guys, being a mean girl is not it anymore.
It's not sexy. No. It's not hot. It's such a turn off.
It is.
If you're in high school and you think like, oh my god,
the popular mean girl is the girl I want to be best friends with.
No. Be you. You are going to excel in your own way, and you know what? Like we said, these people, what your life in high school is literally a speck.
Yeah.
It's literally a speck. Like, I don't even think about high school anymore.
Me either.
I literally, it doesn't even cross my mind.
No.
Like, we talked about it today, and I probably thought about it after years, but it's just something that I don't even think about.
Yeah.
And you know what? This chapter in your life is not gonna last. So
and be nice to the female teachers.
Yeah, be nice to the female teachers.
They need it too.
And you know what? If you feel like you don't have somebody in your life to guide you in this way, or to have a mentor or a coach,
girlfriend,
or have that strong girlfriend or female factor, you can absolutely go out and look for one.
Absolutely.
I know it's like it's hard.
Yeah.
It's not something that's like, especially if you're like under 18 years old, it's not the first thing that you think about. Now all the Instagram influencers are like these Instagram models.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And those are not really gonna be, unless like they're super motivational and that's what they're using their platform for.
Then kudos to them.
These are like a lot of the girls that they have to look up to nowadays. Yeah. But what we need is real girls that are going to empower you to grow, be strong women, and just help and support each other. So that person might be a teacher. Don't be afraid to go up to your teacher and be like, hey, I need a mentor figure. I could use some advice, or, I'm sure if schools have like assistant programs and stuff like that, like you can go out and you can speak to somebody, or you can have a coach. And you know what? This one is going to be simple but easy. There are a lot of YouTube videos about now, obviously the platform is so huge. There's so much information out there. There is a lot of women empowerment videos on YouTube. If you don't know where to start with that.
Yeah, I think that's great advice, Raman. And guys, remember, if you do approach an elder woman or a teacher or someone, they may not be in that same mindset. Don't give up because they turn you down. Please keep searching. Mm-hmm. And we may not all have that best friend that motivates us. Don't feel like, oh, I'm never going to have a woman who supports me. Find her. Find her in your workplace. Find her in your family, your mother, your sister. Find her. Do not give up. Because sometimes I know we can be caught up in our emotions or be having a bad day and take it out on you. Could be just wrong timing. Don't let that bring you down.
Don't forget, behind every successful woman is a woman, or a tribe of women.
That's right, ladies.
Yeah.
And we're super woman.
Yeah. We are super women.
Yeah,
superhuman. Superhuman, super women. I feel like women are superhuman.
For sure.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? If anybody ever, does not have that figure in their life and does need somebody to reach out to, Alysha and I are always here to help out anybody that needs help or guidance or just somebody to speak to or know how to make things better. So you can always reach out to us at our email address at ramanandalysha@gmail.com. Feel free to also follow us on Instagram and our YouTube page at Level Up with Raman and Alysha.
Thanks, guys. Be nice to one another.
Thank you. Let's all love each other. Bye.
Bye.